Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Friday, February 11th, and this is the NBA DFS video for today. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a quick little recap of yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about the injuries in play for tonight's slate. It is a 7-game slate once again tonight, and then going over my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for tonight's slate as well. But without further ado, we'll get into a recap of yesterday's picks. So obviously it was the trade deadline yesterday, so a lot of moving pieces around. Opened up quite a bit of value, especially on the Wizards team overall yesterday. So point guard, we had Raul Neto, $3,100, looking for 16 points out of him. He got to 30.25, so he was a hit. Then at shooting guard, stuck on Reggie Bullock at $5,200. Looking for 26 points out of him. He got to 18.5. He was a mess. He only shot 7 times yesterday. Luka Doncic just took all the shots and scored all the points last night for the Mavericks, so it really hurt a lot of the other guys on the team overall. Then at small forward, we had Corey Kispert at $3,000, looking for 15 points out of him. He got to 18, so he was a hit. Then at power forward, I had Sengun if he ended up starting. He did not end up starting. I said you could switch to Jay Crowder or Garrison Matthews, just depending on what spot you had Sengun in your lineup, whether it was at power forward or forward. If you were at forward, you could switch to Garrison Matthews. He was $4,300, looking for 22 points out of him. He got to 29.5, so he was a hit. Or if you were at power forward, you could switch to Jay Crowder, who was $4,400, looking for 22 points out of him. He got to 24, so he was also a hit. Then last but not least, at the center position, went with Rui Hachimura, $3,400, looking for 17 points out of him. He got to 29.5, so he was a hit. So a 4 out of 5 day on the DraftKings side, so pretty solid day all around. Only miss being Reggie Bullock. Then on the FanDuel side, we had Raul Neto once again, $4,100, looking for 21 points out of him. He got to 28.2, so he was a hit. Then at shooting guard, we had Evan Fournier, who was $5,900, looking for 30 points out. He got to 20.2. He was a miss. He literally only scored points yesterday. I think he had 1 rebound, so 1 rebound and a bunch of points, and that was it. So if he did just a little bit of anything else, he probably would have hit his price tag. Then at small forward, we had Corey Kispert once again, $3,700, looking for like 18 points out. He got to 17.7, so we're going to call that one a push for the day since it was right up against what we were looking for out of him. Then at power forward, we had Denny Advia, $3,800, looking for 19 points out of him. He got to 25.3, so he was a hit. And then lastly at center, we had DeAndre Ayton, $7,300, looking for 37 points out of him. He got to 39.9, so he was a hit as well. So a 4 out of 5 today on the FanDuel side as well, 8 out of 10 overall on the entire day. So pretty solid day all around. Hopefully you guys did pretty well with these picks as well as some of the other ones that you made on your own. But with that being said, we'll get moved over into the injuries and play for tonight's slate. We have 3 games tipping off right away at 7 o'clock tonight. It's kind of a new thing since the last couple of days. There's only been one Island 7 o'clock game. But we have the Charlotte Hornets who are without Gordon Hayward, Cody Martin, Jalen McDaniels. Montrezl Harrell listed as questionable since he just joined the team yesterday. And now Book Knight looks like he's a game-time decision but expected to play. For the Detroit Pistons, we got Cade Cunningham, Livers, and Pickett all listed as questionable. And then Marvin Bagley as well, who was just traded to the team yesterday. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, just Lauri Markkanen out tonight, so we'll have to see if their starting lineup changes at all, whether Karis LeVert maybe enters the starting lineup or if he still remains coming off the bench. For the Pacers, they were without T.J. McConnell, Miles Turner, and T.J. Warren. And then Malcolm Brogdon's listed as questionable. Isaiah Jackson and Jalen Smith both listed as questionable as well. Jackson's been dealing with an ankle injury, and Smith was just traded to the team yesterday. It'll be real interesting to see how this Pacers starting lineup looks like, especially since they just got Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson. Then we move over to the Thunder, who are without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Mike Muscala, Jerome Robinson-Earl, Isaiah Roby, and Aaron Wiggins. So once again, a little bit of a depleted center position. We'll see how that ends up shaking out throughout the day. KZ Okpala is listed as questionable to play since he was just traded to the team as well, but he had been dealing with a wrist injury prior to that too. For the Philadelphia 76ers, we got James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Paul Millsap, and Shake Milton all listed as questionable, so we'll see who ends up playing out of that group tonight. Obviously, James Harden and Paul Millsap were just involved in that trade yesterday. Then for the Spurs, we have Goran Dragic and Tomas Satoransky out. And then Trey Jones, Romeo Langford, and Josh Richardson all listed as questionable. Langford and Richardson just joined the team via trade yesterday. Atlanta Hawks, just Lou Williams questionable, so not too much there. For the Denver Nuggets, we have Jamal Murray and Cam Carr out once again. Monty Morris joins them as he's in concussion protocol at this point in time. Austin Rivers listed as probable to play. So the biggest piece of value here is who ends up starting at point guard for the Denver Nuggets. Is it Bones Highland? Is it Campazzo? Once again, Campazzo has not been playing very much as of late, but if he's in the starting lineup, he's definitely someone we can look at a cheap price tag overall. Boston Celtics, they have the 2 guys they just traded for yesterday listed as questionable to play in Daniel Tice and Derek White. We'll have to see if they end up playing today or not. Then for the Minnesota Timberwolves, a bunch of guys questionable once again. So we got Patrick Beverley, Anthony Edwards, Josh Okogie, Taurean Prince, Naz Reid, D'Angelo Russell, and McKinley Wright. They're all listed as questionable at this point in time. We'll see who ends up playing. Most of them did end up playing the last game. The Chicago Bulls are without Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso, Derek Jones, Patrick Williams, and then Dosunmu is questionable to play. He's been dealing with a concussion, and then Vucevic listed as probable to play at this point in time. Then we move over to the Orlando Magic, who are without Markelle Fultz, RJ Hampton, Jonathan Isaac, Mo Wagner, and then Jalen Suggs, questionable to play today. We'll see if he ends up playing or not. If he doesn't, could open up a little bit of value on this Orlando team overall. Then last but not least, we have the Utah Jazz, who have Rudy Gay and Rudy Gobert, both listed as questionable to play. They both missed a couple games at this point in time. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries in play for tonight's slate. Not like a lot there. It's mainly just whether or not the guys that got traded yesterday are going to play or not. Guys like Malcolm Brogdon, Tyrese Maxey, a couple other guys here and there that are actually questionable to play as well. We'll have to see if some value opens up throughout today. But with that being said, we'll move over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So we're going to start off at the point guard position with D'Angelo Russell, $7,400, looking for 37 points. I'm averaging 37.5 on the season. Currently, I'm projected for 37 points tonight. Obviously, coming off a monster performance. If he could repeat anything like that, he'd be a supreme value at $7,400. Then at shooting guard, we went with Bones Highland at $3,800 since he's been playing more than Campazzo. If Campazzo ends up starting, he could also be in the core as well. But for Bones Highland, $3,800, looking for 19 points out. I'm averaging about 17 on the season. You know, if he's that starting point guard, if he's getting more minutes, he's probably going to produce and pay off for way more than that $3,800 price tag. Then at small forward, we got Devin Vassell, $4,000, looking for 20 points out. I'm averaging almost 23 on the season. Currently, I'm projected for 23 points tonight, which is in line with his average. If he's in that starting lineup, if he's playing more minutes and he's playing well, definitely has a lot of upside for more as well. Then at power forward, we have Aaron Gordon, $5,600, looking for 28 points out. Essentially what he's averaging on the season so far. He's been playing very well the last couple of games since he got over that little bit of a hamstring injury he was dealing with. He could see some more ball handling duty tonight with Monty Morris out. Definitely gives him a little bit of an uptick as well and offers a little bit of a safer floor than normal. And then last but not least, at the center position, we got Goga Batadze. He is $4,700, looking for 24 points out. I'm currently projected for 26 points tonight. I do assume that he's in the starting lineup and playing decent minutes once again. I don't think they're going to be in a rush to put Tristan Thompson out there, but we'll just have to see. But Goga looking like a solid play once again tonight. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players on the DraftKings side, you have $24,500 remaining, just over $8,100 per player. So you could pay up for one stud and go from there, or you could do a little bit more balanced approach. That might be something that works out rather well today, especially if we don't get a lot of value coming out as the day moves along. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there as well. So we're going to start off at the point guard position. We got LaMelo Ball, $8,400, looking for 42 points at him, essentially what he's averaging on the season at this point in time. It's been very up and down. So we see good games, we see bad games out of LaMelo Ball, but as of late, there's been a little bit more good than bad. So taking that shot today on LaMelo Ball, a guy that definitely offers a lot of upside, especially at the $8,400 price tag. And with that being said, I currently have him projected for 44 points, but definitely offers upside for more. Then at shooting guard, going with Zach LaVine, $8,000. Looking for 40 points. I'm averaging just over 37.5 on the season. Going against the Minnesota Timberwolves, if you're into revenge game narratives, this was a Timberwolves team that traded them away a couple of years ago. I'm not too worried about revenge narratives or anything like that, but Zach LaVine still looking pretty good at $8,000. Got him projected for 41 points, so a decent little play on tonight's slate, and he definitely has a little bit of upside for more, especially given the nature of this game, probably going to be a high-scoring game, and the Timberwolves team, not a team that plays a ton of defense. Then at small forward, we got Lou Dort, $6,800, looking for 34 points now. I'm averaging about 27 on the season. Obviously, no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander once again. Supposedly, Josh Giddey's on minutes limit around 30 for the next couple games. So Lou Dort's looking pretty good. I know it didn't quite happen the last time out. Didn't shoot the ball well, turned the ball over too much. But looking for a nice little bounce back game here out of Lou Dort. I think it's definitely in the cards tonight. Then at power forward, we're going with Jeremy Grant, which is a cheap price tag at $5,200. He had not been doing the best since he came back, but he had over 30 points last night. He had another 30-point game earlier in his return. So looking for 26 points out of him tonight, averaging 32 on the season. Not going to expect that 32, but I think 28 is definitely doable tonight. Then last but not least, we got Gogo once again at center, $5,000, looking for 25 points out. Currently, I'm projected for 26 points tonight. Still think he's going to eat up most of the center minutes. Tristan Thompson might fill in just a little bit, but I think they really want to see what they got in Goga at this point in time, especially with Miles Turner out. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players on the FanDuel side, you have $26,600 remaining, just over $6,600 per player. So probably not going to be able to pay up for too much. Maybe you pay up for one player, find some values to pair along with them. That's definitely a possibility, but looking like a more balanced approach on tonight's slate overall. But with that being said, these are my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, February 11th. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's on FanDuel or DraftKings. Heck, if you want to talk a little bit of Super Draft, definitely down to talk some Super Draft as well. JC Money Design and myself will be going live right around 5 o'clock Central Time over on his channel to talk about the Super Draft main slate, as well as the Super Draft Pro Contest, which is the NBA DFS main slate tonight. And then with that being said, I'll be listing all the injury updates, COVID news, and starting lineups down in the comments below. I will also be listing my updated core about a half hour prior to lock. Sometimes it's a little bit before that, just depending on the nature of the slate and the day overall. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at CoachCraigSports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL, helping you with your fantasy football teams. Going to be talking a little bit of NFL news as we get into it. I'm going to try to talk about the NBA trade deadline a little bit, probably later on today as well. So I will be posting something about that, maybe doing a little bit of a live stream, maybe seeing if I can get some other people on that stream as well. And then with that being said, if you are a newer current subscriber who's yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.